Morning, everybody. Welcome to our lecture. Apologies for the slight delay. I had some network issues. I think that's an excuse that everybody tends to use now. If it's not network issues, it's load shedding. Be that as it may, let's go on with there we go. Someone's coming into the lobby. From the lobby, right? So we're talking about on this was on Thursday when we left off, and it's ERP and supply chain management. I will upload the PowerPoint to Moodle, and I'll also upload it to Teams. And I think I did that. I sent it to our WhatsApp group. Mr. Naya, verify you have the PowerPoint presentation, please.
I'm not 100% sure, sir. I have to check. I'll check on it now.
Okay. Anybody else? Can you verify that you indeed have the PowerPoint presentation? ERP and supply chain management. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll send it to you after this. Supply chain management has been defined as the design, planning, execution, control, and monitoring of supply chain activities with the objective of creating net value, building a competitive infrastructure, leveraging worldwide logistics, synchronizing supply with demand, and measuring performance globally. That's a hectic definition. All I want you to get to know is that supply is dependent upon demand, demand is dependent on supply. So if I had to take an example for you, let's say everybody wants the vaccine. We've got to ensure that the pharmaceutical companies are supplying because there's a huge demand for it. Because of that, you can now say, hey, if you don't have it available, or you're unable to provide it, there's going to be an increase in the infection rate. So this is the importance of being able to supply a product on time and within a measurable, let's say, for instance, a price range. All right. Supply chain management draws heavily from the areas of operations management, logistics, procurement, and information technology, and aims to an integrated approach to optimize the flow of goods and services. So if I'm going on my COVID-19, the supply of vaccines, I'm going to be talking about from an ethical point of view. Let's see what's happening now in India. The COVID-19 has been going out of control. The infection rate has been increasing drastically, and we need to ensure that vaccines are now distributed from place of manufacture up there in India. India is going to say, hey, listen, yeah, we are having a crisis in our country. We can't supply vaccines to, say, South Africa for that matter. So apart from the fact that supply chain management draws heavily on management, logistics, procurement, there's also some issues of ethics that we have in play out here. All right. Not that I am including that for our discussion in our assessment, but just to bring about that, listen, what's happening in terms of supply, demand, the supply chain management, we need to ensure that that's exactly what's happening in our country at this point in time. That's exactly what's happening in the pandemic at this point in time. Had we in South Africa been able to distribute the vaccines to all million healthcare workers, which they've only done about 300,000 so far, and then we could say, hey, we've distributed all our population, then we can say, hey, masks are not necessarily important, which happened in one of the countries out there. But we don't have that facility of stating that we are going to manufacture the vaccine, supply the vaccine to whoever it is, and distribute it thereafter, right? So keep that in mind when we're talking about supply chain management. This is also a module in the SAP software that I'm going to talk about today, but I'm just going to round up this bit of notes from the ISBB chapter 8. It may say chapter 8, but I'm considering this to be a section in our study. Supply chain management examples. I don't know whether I'm going to try to click on the YouTube link. We did this on Thursday, and there was no sound coming through. I'm going to try it again, if you don't mind, because I need to learn how the sound and the sound audio works. But I will also forward this link in the WhatsApp chat. I'll forward it on Moodle, and I'll forward it on MS Teams. So bear with me for a second or two. I'm going to click on it. I hope it works from. Or alternatively, what we can do is I'm going to copy and paste it. Control C. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it in my.
Chapter 8 is on the WhatsApp.
Oh, it is chapter. Great. Thank you for that, Mr. Naya. Right. So I'm going to attempt to share this. I must learn how to share a YouTube video on MS Teams. So let's see if that works. So I'm going to share the desktop, and Mr. Naya, please verify if there's sound coming through. Right, so it's a global value chain. So that's I am. Doesn't matter. It's just, okay, that was a simple, short little video. I don't know if you were able to hear it, Mr. Naya. Please tell me. Not necessarily hear it. You just
I couldn't see it, sir. I couldn't see what was
the example that they used.
I couldn't hear any sound. I could see the video.
Okay, but you could see the video, and you see the little description of the laptop and the fact that they had components made all over the world, but they were assembled in one place and distributed from there. Mr. Naya? Supply chain management. Oh, great. So what I will do is I'll share that link with you, and you can listen to it and watch at your leisure. So that was one example of supply chain management. Again, I'm taking you back to my simple example of a week or 2 weeks ago, the assembly car line. We are manufacturing a car, and the final product is to put the wheels on the car, or the tires, or the mag wheels, or whatever. We need to get it from Dunlop or Pirelli, or they need to supply it so that we can get the car rolling off the line. Let's go back to our PowerPoint slideshow, which is chapter 8, which is on customer. I want to take that again. Right. So you should see where it says SCM examples. I gave you the Dell example. Let's go to the Walmart example. And again, I'm going to try and copy this and paste it into my. So there's another example of supply chain management. I'm not going to play the entire video. Again, I'm trying so many things. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. When you have the time, I'd like if you could view the video, all right, just to get an understanding and explanation of what's going on. So you have an idea that I'm not making things up, that these things really do exist, and also to make your lecturing and your lectures and your tutorials a little more fun. All right, so that's the Walmart example. We spoke about the Dell example. And now I would like to take you to show you that this is indeed what you see in a SAP, in the SAP scenario. All right, so let me open up my SAP. I'm going to see if that works. Gosh, I'm trying so many things today. So here's the SAP module. This is part of the practical work that I'm supposed to be doing with you. Okay, now I'm going to log on to SAP. I'm actually going to log on to their server. I tried this yesterday, last night, even this morning, and hopefully it'll work with you guys. So I'm going to keep fingers crossed, and I'm going to show you the SAP module. So I'm going to log on to the server. It says connecting to M80, and it says client, a user, and password. Oh, now you all know my name. So my client, Mr. Naik, can you see the SAP screen?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. Does it say client?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my client is 205. And my username is my name. Now you know my name. And my password. Okay, so I've entered in my password. So here's the SAP ERP system. And you know, oh, it says I'm already logged in. Oh, right. Okay, that's true. That's true. I'm already logged in. Mr. Naya, can you see that, Mr. Naya?
This is a bit slow, so it's still awaiting, on my side.
All right. Now, Mr. Naya, are you able to see it? The SAP
It's
log
showing
on.
me SAP.
I want.
Yeah, 760.
Right. SAP 760. Great. Are you able to see that I am logging onto the system?
Is this showing the? Wait. Is this shows the name and system description and stuff like that? The workplace
All right.
view. Workspace view.
Okay, let me go and share my screen again with you. I'm going to try that. I want you to see the desktop. It says now, Mr. Naya, are you able to see it?
Yes, I can.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to show you that this is the SAP system. So what I've done so far, I've given you an example of the enterprise resource planning, some theory behind it. We spoke about the customer module. We spoke about the supply chain module. And now, if we were in a face-to-face lecture, I would have been doing a demonstration and you would have been doing this practically in the lab. Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury, so I am now doing a demo with you. Right? So if I had to give you a login detail, this is my login detail. And now are you able to see me entering in my details on the SAP system?
Yes, sir.
Right. It says continue. I'm going to continue. Aha. Right. So there's the example, Mr. Naya. It's Global Bikes Incorporated. Now, if we were talking about the Dell example that they mentioned, or the Walmart example, I'll be talking and explaining to you what's going on out there. I don't have access to Dell. I don't have access to Walmart. This is a demo of the SAP system, and Global Bikes Incorporated has they've just created this in SAP so that we could use it as a teaching tool. There are other examples that I'm going to use. That's from the ISIFA website, which we have access to, and in due course I'll be talking about that, right? But for now, Mr. Naya, are you able to see the menu on the side where it says SAP Easy Access? It says GBI transactions.
Yes, I can.
Office, yeah, right. Now this looks very much like our File Explorer. Think about it. It's File Explorer, huh? That we have in Windows. And
Yeah,
one of the aspects, yes, one of the aspects that I was talking about today was the supply chain. Let's get that. But for now, let's just experiment and look through the SAP environment. By the way, a week or so ago, I gave you the demo. We did the demo, and it was a practice exercise. For now, I'm taking you, this is the first time, and I'm doing it live, in that I'm on the server and you are watching me. Let's go through each one. Office, let's go through the cross application, and I want to take you through the logistics. There's logistics. Hopefully, we'll get to play with all of this. There's the accounting module. It's taking some time to open up. This is the speed of my server, my internet. Right. So if we are doing a course, I can't only talk theory with you with ERP and SAP. I actually asked for access to our SAP server so that I can do a demo with you. All right, let's go to where's logistics, sales and distribution. Remember we spoke about something called master data. It has our fields and our records and our files relating to company statistics, company data. Well, there it is now. You're seeing it in the SAP application. Right, so as I click on each, I call this my little triangle, I'm able to access it. But last night when I tried, I was unable to do any transactions on it. Now, what I will do after the lecture, and if I don't, please remind me, I am going to give you the notes that go with this application. Right, so you do see for a fact that, hey, yeah, it is. Right, there's my practical work that I have to have done with you. Let me go through the notes just to see that I don't miss out anything. Right. Mr. Naya, I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to share the notes that go behind with it. Right. Mr. Naya, you should see on screen, it will say something like SAP University Alliances, logging on and logging off, and the SAP ERP screen. Please confirm for me, Mr. Naya, that you are able to see that.
It shows SAP University Alliance and then logging
Yeah.
on and logging off the SAP ERP screen, and yeah.
Okay, great. So what I've done is I've taken you through the practical component, and now I'm just going to go through the notes, which I will email you in due course, right? So let's see if I can make this nice and big so that we can see one page at a time. Right, in order to log into the, oh brother. All right. Okay, so task 1 is to log onto the system, view the SAP screen, and log off. So I've done that with you. I've logged onto the SAP screen, the ERP. I've given you shown you the SAP number. My number is 205. If I was sitting in a lab, I would have given you your own number. Remote access. In order to connect to the SAP system off campus, you will need to be granted remote login access by a lecturer. Okay, I have remote access. A confirmation email will be sent to you from SAP UCC Magdeburg. I think we did this a week ago. We looked on the Google map to see where is Magdeburg. It's actually accessing a server somewhere far away, and we discovered that Magdeburg is somewhere in Germany. With your username and password for the SAP UCC portal. So my username was my name, and I'm not telling you my password, but I'm able to access it. And then I showed you the SAP login. So Mr. Nayak confirmed with me that he was able to see those yellow folders that looked very similar to my file explorer in MS Word, or sorry, not MS Word, in Windows Explorer. So there it is. It is SAP logon. I clicked on and I saw the folders. All right. So I've done this logon screen. Yeah, I showed you the logon screen. You wouldn't have seen the new password because I've already created the password. And remember my password. Right. The SAP system displays the SAP menu on the start screen as standard. It enables you to navigate in the system using a clear tree structure. There's this yellow folders, the tree structure, Mr. Nile, which we're talking about. Click the small arrows to expand the menu tree. Well, we can call it a small arrow, but for those of you who knows Indian cuisine, that's my little samosa. Right, so there's my little samosa. I'm clicking on samosa, and you saw that happening in SAP, where when I clicked on the little samosa, on the little triangle, it expanded my menu. The menu bar right on the top. Oh, I didn't show you this menu bar. Let me go quickly and show you the menu bar. Right, I'm going to stop my share on this on MS Word, and I'm going to go to my share on my SAP. Let's go to the let me share my SAP screen. Let me find SAP. Where is SAP? Right. So now just confirm for me that you can see my SAP Easy Access screen.
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can. All right. If you can't see the screen, and I asked Mr. Nai, if anyone else can't see, please jump in and say you can't see it, because how are you going to imagine this, right? So here's my menu bar right on the top. If I click on menu, I have SAP menu, business workspace, refresh, edit. Click on edit, execute a new window, create a shortcut on the desktop. Favorites, I can insert a folder, insert a transaction. We keep this in mind. What's a transaction in SAP ERP Easy Access System? Download to your PC, upload. That's simple. Let's go to extras. What are some of the display documentation, technical details, setting, set, start transaction? Here's my system. If I want to create a new user profile, there we go, on my own data. Now, we are using the Global Bike Incorporated company, but we can, if we wanted to, well, I should be doing that with you guys, have my own data, right? Let's go to utilities, list. Let's see if there's anything I can show you under print. I was playing around with that. There's my online help. Takes me through to the SAP library. It takes me through to application help. Let's go to the SAP library. Let's see if it opens it up. And again, I'm in the SAP library, but I don't think you can see that. Let me share that screen with you. Are you able to see that screen, Mr. Naya, where it says SAP library?
Yes.
Right, great. So what I will do is I can share the link with you if you are interested in becoming SAP certified. Try, I've been continuously telling you about improving your skills and your knowledge base in this course. So by all means, go and click on it. And they talk about the SAP Business Suite, getting started using SAP software, using the SAP portal. So whatever I've been telling you is where I picked up from the SAP website itself, because we just decided that we're going to be talking about ERP systems, and one of the vendors is SAP, and that's the mechanism or the tool that I'm going to use to explain to you the concepts. NetWeaver. Oh yes, I should have mentioned to you, because I'm using SAP remotely, I needed to have access the SAP NetWeaver business client, and I needed to access its IP address. Let me show you that very quickly. I'm so happy I took you to the site. So in order to use SAP remotely, I needed to have been given an access to it, and I needed to have activated an IP address. So let me show you how I do that, because there's no magic taking place out here. Right, let me go and show you that. And let's see which one I need to share. Right, I will prove to you that there's no magic involved in what I'm doing. Well, in a way, I feel it's magic, but you may not, you may differ. Right, so in order for me to access it, I needed to have access SAP NetWeaver. Again, they had to grant me access. I'm a university staff member. SAP is proprietary owned, it's pretty expensive. You should be seeing on screen SAP NetWeaver. This allows me to access the SAP software that I've been talking about. I am logged on at present. Let's log on again. I'll just show it to you what happens. So when I access SAP NetWeaver, I need to activate an IP address. Now, this course doesn't talk about dealing with IP addresses and Cisco networking and what does this number stand for, 105.242 or whatever. But just to let you know, for me to access the SAP server, I needed to have authenticated myself. Again, it's a security measure. You can think of it as having a link up between me and the SAP server. And here I am demonstrating it to you. Believe it or not, for me to have attained this point in demonstrating it to you, I know it may sound trivial to you, but it was a good couple of hours of me trying it, testing it, calling the SAP administrator and accessing the site, logging in, logging off. My password had to be reset and all that goes with it. And I'm just so happy that I am able to demonstrate SAP ERP systems with you, and it's working. And you don't know how stressed out I am that I thought that the SAP system won't work. I won't be able to log in. I won't be able to demonstrate it for you. All right. So you may think it's simple and easy, and it's uh, I'm just switching between screens, and I'm logging into the SAP ERP system. I'm logging off from it, and we are navigating through the tree structure and SAP. But all of that, believe it or not, took a hell of a lot of preparation in order to do that for you. So yay, I'm so happy. Thank you, Lord. I need to pray. All right. Aha. All right. Are you cool with that, Mr. Kumalo, Ms. Jagannath, Mr. Hadebe, Mr. Duma? Hello. Do you maybe get a sense of, do you appreciate where I'm coming from in terms of what it is, right? Okay. So let's go on with let's go back to the Word document. All right. In fact, I think I did a hell of a lot over here. I showed you. There we go. Right. Okay, so I did the. Let's go. So I left you at the menu bar. Menu bars are shown in the menu bar related to the application you're using. That is, they are context sensitive. Most menus have submenus. I showed that to you. I did a demonstration. There's the standard toolbar. Icons in the standard toolbar are available on all screens. Icons that you cannot use in the current applications are grayed out. That's simple. You know that from working in MS Word, Excel. When you hover the cursor over an icon, an info text appears. The title bar displays the name of the transaction you are currently using. The application bar, I showed you the application bar just now. The status bar, how do you log off the system? Okay, I'll do that just before I could end this recording and just before we end our lecture. Right, so what are some of the exercises that are available to us? We need to choose the ISAFA system in the SAP logon. I haven't included the ISAFA system as yet because I haven't got access to it, but when and how I do, I will demonstrate that for you. Update the user account with your name, log on and log off. Run a transaction. I was talking to you about what a transaction is. Maybe tomorrow or so we'll go through transactions. SAP Easy Access menu, there's the tree structure that we're talking about. How do you create a favorite in a tree structure on SAP? What's a transaction code? What's a transaction? Let's go and just explain to you. A transaction is a technical term given to each task that can be executed on an ERP system. A transaction can comprise a few screens and normally ends with saving to the ERP database. There's the word database. On Thursday, I explained to you how we got to the concept of a database. A transaction code of generally 4 characters. There we go. I even explained to you what a character is and how we make up a character. Now, that was the reason for me going through the exercise on that MATLAB and coding. The quickest way to run a transaction is to enter the transaction code. There's an example of a transaction code, MM03. In order to find the transactions you are currently using, click on the triangle symbol. That's my little samosa that we're talking about. How do you exit a transaction? I'll show you that. In fact, we'll log off the system. Search for a transaction code. Yeah, there's the exercises that you have. Again, I so would have loved to have done this with you in class, in a lab, you sitting in front of a computer and explain to you how you would do it. At this point in time, I don't know whether I'll be allowed to give 30 users remote access to the server, because some of you may decide to become hackers and hack into it, which I don't advocate. All right, so I'm going to email you this document, and you can try it out from a theoretical perspective, right? Not necessarily doing it practically. Right. I'll end this lecture now by trying to log off the system. Let me see if I can log off the SAP system. So I'm back into SAP Easy Access, into the demo Global Bikes Incorporated, and I'm going to attempt to log off the system. There we go, log off. I can either use the shortcut key Shift and F3. So for now, I'm going to email you the notes on how you navigate in a SAP environment, the SAP Easy Access environment. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. Last night I was checking out. However, the versions differ. So when you're looking for a SAP video on YouTube, don't go more than a year or two, because I noticed the version of SAP Global Bike Incorporated, prior to this, the version was just Global Bike. Then they had the INC, and then there were some other exercises associated with that. All right. Are there any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Any questions, anybody? Are you still there?
Yes.
It's still there.
Hello? Oh, good. Yeah. I got worried for a moment. Sometimes I wonder when I'm talking on MS Teams if I talk to myself, because I can't see you. I don't have the non-verbal cues. I can't see your smiling face, or your confused look, or the frown on your face, or the hand that's going up, or the smile on your face. I miss all of that as a lecturer. I just hope we get to sort out our vaccinations and we go back to normal. This is beginning to get to me. I don't know about you guys. Any questions? I feel okay. I was a little stressed out earlier on when I started because, for one, my network connection was fluctuating. The SAP log on, I tried logging in, logging off. That was problematic. I also tried to the switch between the PowerPoint to the YouTube video to Word document. I really miss having this lecture, my data projector. All of that I took for granted. So be that as it may, it went okay. I would like it. I'm not going to give you any homework as such. I'd like it if you could please just go over the notes of how to log in to SAP, how to navigate in SAP, because it's pointless doing a lesson where I should stop recording. Let's stop recording. If I stop recording, at least